Welcome back to Textron Unplugged. My name is Cassandra Chen, and today we have Dimitris Andreadis. Can you introduce yourself?
Thanks for having me. Yes, I'm Dimitris, and I work for Red Hat. I'm an engineering director, and I've been here like 20 years. I've spent the first 15 years on a open source project called JBoss Application Server, and the last 5 years I'm mostly involved with the project called Quarkus. I have my t-shirt here. So both in the Java space and both in the, let's say, infrastructure or tooling for other developers to take it and build stuff.
How did you get into technology?
I think for me it started with a movie I saw when I was a teenager, and the movie was called War Games, and it was about a teenager that used his his computer, that were not laptops back then, to hack into the Pentagon computer. And there was an AI system there, and the teenager, thinking he was playing a game, he was about to start a nuclear war. And the movie goes on, and for me it was like interesting as a kid to see how much you could do with computers, like from your bedroom essentially. And then I started with home computers, like of the time, and I studied it, and it became my profession. So I think that was like the tipping point.
And today you work with Quarkus?
Mostly Quarkus, yeah. I have quite a large team. The Quarkus team is of course it's an open source project, so we have like 50 people in Red Hat that do Quarkus. But last week we celebrated 1,000 contributors. So there are about 950 people outside our team that like our project and contribute to it either in their free time or as part of their job.
How do you work to get new people and younger developers to work on the project?
Let's say if you are already somehow, like, you're studying or you're already at some level where you're able to code in Java, something non-trivial, on our website you can go and you can click and you can go on GitHub, and we have issues marked with a label called good first task. So those are small tasks that are not too difficult, that someone could just pick up and start doing something. And we can help, of course. We have a lot of people on public channels like Zulip or a mailing list, and you can go and ask for help. I want to do this. Is it okay? Here's my pull request. We will review it. Yeah, that if you're already somehow in the Java space.
How's your personal experience, like when you first got into open source?
I think what was fascinating was back in my time, there was not much open source. It was like the beginnings. And the code was secret. So if you want to know like how Microsoft Windows worked or Unix, you didn't have a lot of ways to do that. You have to go and work for a company in the States probably that's doing this sort of stuff. But when open source came, suddenly the code was there, and you could read the code and figure out how it works and learn and do your own extensions. And by doing so, you can discover code that is like really, really high quality. So when I saw like some stuff in JBoss, I was impressed. That was really, really advanced. You do not expect. You thought it's open source, so it's crap. But that's not true, because when you write open source, your code is visible, so other people will look at it and they will propose changes. You could do this better here, or this is not good. Change it. Which initially it might be a bit intimidating because my code is not good, but the only way to learn is to work with others that are better than you, and they will help you improve.
I think it's good to get feedback on your work.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, some sometimes feedback can be brutal, like, "Oh, that's a stupid idea," But you shouldn't feel offended because someone is discussing this piece of code doesn't discuss you as a person. So this piece of code needs fixing, not you, right? Some people take it personally and they retract. Oh, that's too harsh, but that's not the case, really.
Yeah, it can be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Are you giving a talk here?
I'm done. I'm done now. I'm with my talks. I had 2 talks. One talk was about developers and how they can get better, and and the ideal thing is for me if you have found out your passion in technology or pretty much anything you do, how you get there. Um, and my advice is based on observing some very successful people in my team and how they did it. So my talk tries to convey practical advice on how they did it and how this could work for you.
What is some of this advice?
Um, so very short is like know what you like and go and do it. Like that's the super short version. But things that could help would be to be creative and experiment with things in order to find what might interest you. Get closer to communities that do this sort of stuff. And there's a lot. There's many communities now. So go there, try something, get to know the people, introduce yourself, and just do more of it. You have to do more, more, more. So you need to find every possible excuse that will let you do the thing you like, either in a company setting or on a educational setting, like get a project on the thing you like so that you spend time on it, and do more and more of it. And at some point, you might be lucky and, someone gives you an offer. Oh yeah, come and do this for me, like for work or something.
How does this relate to you personally? Are you doing something you like right now?
Yes, this Quarkus project that we started like from scratch, it really redefines the things you could do with Java. Because if you remember, Java was great to write servers and big systems, but then the cloud came, and people started switching to the other languages that were like smaller, nimbler. So what we did with this project was to make Java sexy again for the cloud and very attractive also for developers. We call it a developer joy. So you just fire up your IDE, you start Quarkus, and then Quarkus will do the right thing for you. You just keep coding, and make it fun.
So Quarkus connects Java and the cloud?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
How long have you been working on Quarkus?
5 years now. Yeah. And before that, there was another open source project like the JBoss application server that really redefined this space. It was the first, let's say, open source server that really broke through, and we competed with the likes of Oracle, IBM, WebSphere, WebLogic, and we were acquired by Red Hat. So that was a big, it was a big thing at the time. And big part of that team is related or has transitioned into this newer project. So I know those people like for a long time. We had fun together, and we keep having fun doing what we like, basically.
Do you have a strong passion for Java since you're working on Quarkus?
Yeah, I think Java is still like a very interesting language to start. I know young developers will do like Python and JavaScript, which is fine for some type of projects. I think Python is great to like experiment and do something quickly, but if you have to build a system that is mission critical, or it has to do with money, or or some other critical aspects, I don't think you can do it in Python. I think Java is still king, and by keep evolving Java, we make it very relevant. Not just recently, we're adding capability to let you do AI stuff. So I think Python is king that in this domain, but I think we're catching up. So Java developers can do like AI stuff now easily with Java.
Do you have any words to get young developers excited about joining open source projects?
Yeah, well, they can build up a career either around open source or just technology. So if you go to give an interview now, quite often you just send a link to your GitHub. So we go into your GitHub and check what have you done. So it's a very strong element to say, oh, I've contributed to this project. It's a complex project. So that automatically means you know how to navigate a complex project. You know how to work with people. You know to use the latest tooling. It's like your CV basically now. And for me, normally that's enough. In many cases, let's say someone finished like a degree, great, it's an achievement, but that doesn't show like if you know how to do the work. So your GitHub is more appropriate in this regard. So
your GitHub page really shows what you've done?
yeah, like that's your resume. The project. I want to know the project you've done. I want to know what made you excited about those projects, who you work with, what was your role, what you want to do next, what your plans are. So with that, so I can kind of sense if you're the right type of person to join my team.
I think it's useful to know that your GitHub page is like a resume.
Yeah.
We've had a really good chat today. Thank you.
Thank you too. That was great.